Hey guys, this is Chandler. I'm just driving in traffic right now, and I thought, what a better time to make a film review because I got a lot of time. So, I had the pleasure, and by pleasure, I don't mean pleasure, of watching the recent film Serenity with Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway. Now, what you guys will find out is how I try to go to the movies. I try to not look at anything from Rotten Tomatoes, avoid trailers at all costs. Like, I won't go on YouTube, look at a trailer. I mean, the only exposure I have to a trailer is, or trailers in general, is if I go to movies, a little bit early and the trailers are there. But even if I see one of those trailers, usually I forget about it shortly afterwards because those movies don't come out for another few months usually. So I just say that to say that, I go into every movie I watch with a blank slate, no expectations. I don't care what my friends or critics have to say. I want to make my own opinion. So, with that, and Matthew McConaughey being a actor that, obviously is really talented, and Hathaway, another talented actress, and I thought, I don't know anything about this film, but let's give it a try. And I'll forewarning, there's gonna be a couple spoilers, so because I can't express my true feelings about this film unless I do spoil it. So I'll give you my overall conclusion first. Don't watch the film. Just don't. Don't waste your money. If you have Movie Pass or AMC A-List, maybe, if you want to make fun of it, but I would say even then, don't watch it. But anyways, that's my overall conclusion if you don't want any spoilers. So, to Serenity, let's talk about this film. It opened up pretty interesting. McConaughey, he's a fisherman on this one island, and he was taking a couple of people out on his boat to go tuna fishing. And for those of you who don't know, tuna are actually huge fish. So it's like a big trophy type of fishing. And the movie opened up with him doing that, and apparently there's this one fish that has been evading him for ages. And so when he finally got back on the hook, he was trying to reel it in, but the tourists who paid to do the charter were like, give us the rod. He was like, no. And he even pulled out a knife, and I was like, no, I'm catching this fish. So that was my first glimpse of the crazy in this film. I was like, something is obviously messed up about him. But he doesn't catch it, and then they go back into the little island. It's an island called Plymouth Island. I thought about that. I'm like, oh, is this some island in the Caribbean? I didn't know. I didn't know if it was fictional or not. But yeah, get back there, and then the tourists who paid for the charter, they were mad about them not being able to try to catch the fish. So they don't pay McConaughey and his deckhand. So this is one of the parts that kind of bothers me the most about this film. So in order to get money, down on his luck fisherman, McConaughey apparently has a sugar mama, pimp mama, whatever you want to call it. This middle-aged lady that pays him to make love. I kid you not. And apparently it's like an ongoing thing, because she's like, whenever you need me, I'll be here, or something like that with money. And like, I don't know if this actually, I mean, I get it, he needs money, but how they shot it was really strange. But yeah, so that became a plot point. And then also there's a strange figure with a briefcase, right? So this guy with a briefcase, he's on trying to hunt McConaughey's character down. Like, I just watched this movie last night. I can't even remember his name, by the way. It's hilarious. But so yeah, this guy with the suitcase keeps trying to hunt McConaughey down, but he has no luck. And then the next day, I think, is when it's revealed that Anne Hathaway comes to the island, and her character is the ex-wife of McConaughey's character. And she came to the island so that way she could try to get McConaughey to kill her husband, essentially. I think the actual quote was, "I want you to take him out, get him drunk, and feed him to the sharks." Pretty deep. I'm like, that's really messed up. But they showed her new husband be really abusive and whatnot. And I should also mention that why this is significant is because this new husband and Anne Hathaway, they're now really rich and loaded, like probably worth like $1 billion. So Anne Hathaway, she tells McConaughey, "I'll give you $10 million if you do this." And with him being down on his luck, he's like, contemplating this moral dilemma of, like, obviously killing a man, but he could do where the heck he wants with that money. So he declines at first, but he takes, and the husband comes the next day, and then we're shown, like, how abusive he is and whatnot. Also, important thing, McConaughey and Hathaway, they have a child, and he lives with Hathaway and the new rich dad, and he's more reserved and a computer nerd, and apparently he doesn't like the new dad either, and apparently even mentioned to him that he wants to, like, kill him. Like, if he wasn't playing on the computer so much, he would kill him. That's why he's on the computer so much. And that was kind of weird to me, but it'll make sense in a little bit. So you get to the next day where the husband comes in, he beats Anne Hathaway with a belt. It doesn't show that part, but then, like, it's implied that's what he does. He kind of looks like some type of old mobster, Scarface type of person. Or I guess Scarface combined with, like, what's his name from Jack Nicholson from The Departed. It was kind of like a mixture of that, if you've seen that film. But McConaughey, he takes the new dad now on he takes him out on a charter, but they don't, or he's not going to kill him this time. And and after they started to leave the dock, the guy with the briefcase that I was telling you about chased him down again. So, I don't want to get into a full plot summary, but McConaughey didn't kill him. They come back. Anne Hathaway is mad or upset that he didn't do it. But then later on that night, she goes on the boat with him, talks about their son again. They make love for like a minute, and also there's like this weird telepathic connection between McConaughey and his son. Is like he can hear his thoughts. That's important. Keep that in mind. So it's like he's like, ooh, I have this connection with my son. Somehow it's like they can feel each other communicating. And then, so after they make love, McConaughey's like, okay, I'm only doing this for my son. He gets back to his house, and that guy with a briefcase is there. He's like, I've been trying to hunt you down all day. He's like, what do you want? He's like, I have something that can help you catch that big fish. You know, like that big fish from the beginning. So he lets him inside, and it's a big fish finder. This guy apparently is like a salesman for this fishing technology company. And McConaughey's like, I don't need no dang fish finder. And then he's like, but you'll need it for tomorrow. And then McConaughey, knowing that what he's gonna do tomorrow to the other man, was like, wait, how the heck do you know about tomorrow? And then he starts, and the guy just said, because the new rules or something like that. But yeah, McConaughey, he gets all angry, holds him up with a knife against the wall. It's like, you better tell me who the heck you are. And he's like, these are the new rules. And then here's where the big plot twist comes in. This is where I was really disappointed in the film. It turned out that Plymouth Island, everyone in it is fake. It's kind of like a Matrix situation, like, you know, nothing's real, we're in the Matrix, but they're in a video game simulation created by McConaughey's son. So, and they're all just characters in that, and he created this video game apparently in order to live out the fantasy of killing his new father. So I was like, I honestly was just disappointed and shocked, but like I'm all down for some plot twists, but that just didn't seem right to me. Like, had this been a film about, I probably would have even enjoyed a film where it was just a good half hour of quality exposition between McConaughey and this evil dad going on the boat, and like just a big struggle with them, like, for a long time. I would have enjoyed that much more than it just, this all being like, oh, this isn't real, you're in the Matrix. And then, so McConaughey's like, what the heck? And he's struggling with his existence. And then because he realized nothing matters, he's even like more motivated to want to kill this guy now. And I should note that in between the around this scene, it shows the son in real life having a knife, and then the film pretty much ends with McConaughey kills the dad, think the son's name was Patrick. Patrick kills the dad in real life. That's the end of the movie. And I have AMC A-list, so, you know, not like I had to pay too much, really, at the end of the day for this, but you get to the point where you don't, when like, a plot twist is okay if there's like a precedent for it. And I guess one could argue with the boy talking about how he's really computer savvy and whatnot, and be like, oh, maybe he was able to actually build this video game world, which is possible, but they barely mention it. And also, McConaughey's character is dead in real life. Apparently he fought in a war. I don't think they mentioned what war. They didn't even, like, I wish they would have shown McConaughey's character actually having flashbacks to a war or something like that, because you're just heard like, oh yeah, I'm all, you know, traumatized from the war. Not trying to downplay PTSD, but like they just didn't show any visual depiction of it or talk about it much. But when the guy with the briefcase tells him, you know, the whole Matrix moment, it's like, oh yeah, you died in the war. I was like, when did they talk about this? So it was really disappointing, again, considering the talent, considering what they could have done with the set. I mean, the set was beautiful, this Plymouth Island that they were on, but I don't know, it was really, I hated the story. I really didn't like the dialogue. I don't think the little sex thing between Anne Hathaway and McConaughey was like, I don't think it made much sense. Wasn't really shot that well either. Like I said in the beginning of this video, don't watch it. Save your money. Go watch a better film. I mean, I saw The Kid Who Would Be King the other day, and way better than this film, and it's not saying too much, but it was. So if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. Just stay tuned for more review videos. I hope to do this in a more formal setting in my apartment where I can actually sit down, maybe put a script together, make some higher quality content. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, stay updated. I'll try to do a couple of these a week, and y'all have a good rest of your day.